say? Hurricane Gilbert? Yes, that was a life-changing event that set me on the path to engage in another level. There's so many things happening, right? Yeah. Another thing that I thought about is hurricanes. Yes, hurricanes has been a part of the Caribbean ever since. As I hear the hurricanes coming, I'm wondering how the ancestors managed, how the indigenous people managed back then when they had no structure like we have now. Yeah, but I want to talk about Hurricane Gilbert to some extent. Many individuals might not have been able to recall because Hurricane Gilbert was really a long time ago, 1988 to be exact, September. Yeah, that was the September that changed my life. Yes, it indeed changed my life. And sometimes when you have plans in your life, there's an ultimate force saying, you know what, that's your plan, but guess what, I have another plan for you. So back in those days, you're coming out of high school, you did some little studies here, and then you say, you know what, maybe you shouldn't go further education, maybe you should start work first, and then you think about education. So I had an aunt who said to me, education is paramount. You must get a degree. You must get a profession, she would say. And a blessed woman indeed. She guided my pathway. May her soul rest in peace. And as I give honor to her every day for her blessings that she bestowed on me. But back to the point, yes, sometimes you're making your money. And I always warn people and family members, if your child comes out and they want to work, fine, but be careful, because that work life, once the money sweet them, they don't want to go back, they don't want to go back to any school. So it's so important to ensure that you have that aspect taken care of. School is important. So I wanted to have a profession, but money sweet me. I was working money at the Holiday Inn and was feeling good, people tipping you and you're feeling all right. And for some reason, my aunt kept saying to me, you need to go back to get a profession. You need a profession. So I used that opportunity that summer. And as a matter of fact, it was between June and July that I did several applications for Teachers College. I did one for the School of Drama in Kingston, Performing Arts, and they sent me an application that I should recite a piece and do this and do that. I did one for Michael, and the application came for me to just fill out some information. And I did one for Bethlehem Teachers College. Out of the set of applications, I did one interview. Went there, dressed very, dressed. I can't even tell you what I was wearing. I remember a teacher saying, you really came to that interview dressed that way? So the bottom line is, I did interview and I still wanted to work. So I didn't even respond to the letter stating that I had gotten through. So I was working at Holiday Inn, and then Gilbert came. Now, Gilbert came when the Teachers College students were already in. And now I am going to work because I think Gilbert is all right and everything is going to be all right. But I realized the impact of Gilbert was great. After Gilbert had passed, I realized that a few things had flown off. We didn't see that great impact on the house, but it was really devastating based on my understanding of what I saw after walking through the area. So many things happened. Roads ripped into two, heavy rainfall, loss of life. Jamaica was in a mess. And I went to work that following afternoon after Gilbert had passed. And when I walked in, I remember stepping into water at the front desk. And I remember someone saying the hotel is a mess. The hotel was damaged. A lot of damage had been caused by this hurricane. There's not going to be a hotel work for anyone now. They'll need to take at least 6 months to repair the damage that has been done. And I said to myself, 6 months. I don't have 6 months to sit around. So I went home, decided to call Bethlehem. All the phone lines were down. However, eventually I got a call through to Bethlehem. And I said to them, I don't know what happened to my application. No, what happened to the application was that you did not respond to the final acceptance letter. But I didn't say that. That was what was in my mind. And they said to me, you're accepted, why haven't you returned? So they said to me, you can come in now. And this was a sign of relief, to be honest, because the journey started then, 1988, because of Hurricane Gilbert had come. If not, I'd be in my own casual money-making self. I went to work and realized that I could not stay there any further. I did not listen to my supervisor though, because she was an older person than I was back then, and she said to me, Rohan, please do not make this place your home. I said, what do you mean? She said to me, I stayed here and look what I have become. I'm just a supervisor at the front desk. She said to me, do not make this place your home. And she was there for over 10 years. And here she was warning me, and I was settling to make this place my home. If not for Gilbert, I would not have gone. So I left, went to Teachers College, and I left my good friend. He's my good friend, very good friend. He didn't know I'd applied to Teachers College. Yeah, he was my good friend, but I didn't want my words to go in front or go too far. I did not tell him. He said to me, you couldn't tell me? And I said to him, no, and we are good friends still. And eventually, I want to say to you that I am so happy. A couple years after I graduated from Teachers College, he went to Teachers College too, and he's now one of the best teachers I know based on his personality. You know, my shout out to my big friend. I'm not calling you out but you're in England. I'm not calling you out, but I know you are in England doing your work, graduated from one of the best universities in England. I'm so proud of him. You know, but what I'm saying is, we had a vision. Our journeys connected us again. So we went overseas, we worked at a camp because he was going to Teachers College and so forth. So we had a wonderful time. Still good friends. But what I'm saying is, sometimes in life, a storm, a hurricane will come. It might not be a physical hurricane, but prepare yourself, because when these life-changing events happen, if you don't address them, because that's a crisis you're in, it becomes a problem. I went on my journey to ensure that I went to Teachers College, equipped myself, and got my diploma in secondary education, got a certificate in social work, went on to England to do my BSc in psychology, also did several postgraduate certificates, did my master's in special education needs and inclusion, got a doctorate in education that focused on language and literacy. So I have been blessed. And let me say, Hurricane Gilbert, yes, that was a life-changing event that set me on the path to engage in another level that I have to be appreciative of. Within a crisis, I was able to navigate. So as these storms set in, just remember, there's hope. And even in a literal hurricane, prepare yourself and prepare for that ride. It's going to be a long one. But here I am telling you that Hurricane Gilbert, it changed my life.